Roscoe, Illinois. When I came into town, I saw the water tower. Yeah, it's a lot more than just, lot more than just cars. They got John Wayne's hat and his cigarette case in there. A personal shoehorn engraved the Duke. That's actually his saddle also. They said this place could take 3 hours to go through. Made for John Wayne in 1941. There's Audie Murphy. And they have Audie's yellow scarf and his boots. What a hero he was. And Gary Cooper's original grave marker from his burial site at Holy Cross, it says in 1974, Cooper's remains were exhumed and transferred to the Sacred Heart Cemetery in Southampton, New York at the request of his widow, Veronica. There he is. Tom Mick's famous cowboy hat. Check this out. This is all Gunsmoke. It says this is the actual piano used on the TV series Gunsmoke. And the chair over here used by Milburn Stone Doc Adams. And if that didn't wow you, what about this? James Arness costume. I've seen a couple of these in different museums, but this is really cool that they have the full outfit, head to toe. Whoa! Annie Oakley's shotgun. There's Annie Oakley. Shipped to Frank Butler, her husband. He converted it for his wife, Annie Oakley. Wow. Donner Party wagon wheel hubs. The old wagon, memories of Miss Verna Alcorn. Oh man. You know, everybody, I think, you know, the Donner Party. They're making their way west, and then it took way longer than they thought, and people started dying, so they started becoming cannibals. There's Kit Carson's rifle receiver. It's engraved. That is a rusty gun that was owned by Jesse James. Jesse James revolver. Tells the whole story of it, including some of his spurs right there. And antique holster. And then his brother Frank, they were in the James gang together. That was Frank's revolver. There's Frank. And then this is a wooden siding from his last home, St. Joseph, Missouri, under the assumed name of Thomas Howard. And then wallpaper pieces from the room that he was killed in. William F. Cody, aka Buffalo Bill. That was his real jacket. That is so cool. Deerskin jacket, it says. Then one of his Winchesters, the model made for him. It says this envelope is addressed by Buffalo Bill himself. Then this is a little exhibit on the Massacre of Custer, and they have George Custer's autograph on this. Like a bronze statue of Elvis. Looks like the one in Tupelo, kinda. Then I guess these are probably replicas of the jumpsuits and everything, but does show this was one of his actual owned shirts right here. And then the one right here, it says, this was Elvis Presley's shirt used in the movie Wild in the Country as seen in the picture. So there's a picture of him right down here wearing that shirt, as well as Colonel Parker as Santa Claus, and Elvis is wearing that same shirt right there. That's pretty rad. That is pretty freaking cool right there. Vernon Presley's brass peacocks. Colonel Parker's tie. TCB necklaces and stationery. And then it says, this picture hung in Elvis's trophy room until his death. One night in a fit of rage, Elvis smashed these against a wall while performing in Reno. Huh. Yep, they're pretty busted up, alright. They have a weird wax figure of Elvis in here. But then down here they have a microphone on display and it says, his studio mic. Vintage Shure Model 555. Unidyne mic used by Elvis to record various MGM movie tracks in the 1960s. And then these were all Linda Thompson's outfits that were gifted to her from Elvis. Huh. She wore this on Hee Haw, the yellow one, it says. And then it says this one worn at Aloha from Hawaii TV special. That's cool. Wow. What a collection they have here. And then this was her bell-bottom outfit that Elvis also bought for her. Then over here we have James Dean. And it looks like they actually have one of his real sweaters as well, right there. And he's wearing it right there on the back of that book, as well as in that photo. Then a Buddy Holly case, that's kind of a rarity. You never really see that. Some of his sunglasses say they're actually engraved with his BH initials inside the stem. They have a couple of his shirts. Wow, that's really, really, really freaking cool. What a collection, Buddy Holly. And then this is his motorcycle license receipt for the license plate. I'm a huge Buddy Holly fan, so it's really cool to see some Buddy stuff in here. And then over here in the Maryland section, they're saying that that is Maryland's fake diamond cigarette case and matching lighter right there. And also her glasses. As well as this seat. And then they're showing Jane Russell here in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes with Marilyn, and that is her top from the movie right there that she's wearing right there. Let's see what's in Gangsterland. And then this is all Bonnie and Clyde hats and different mementos, but down here we have items owned by Lizzie Borden and her family. Ugh. That's all Dillinger memorabilia, but they actually have the gun over here that killed him. John Dillinger's bulletproof vest. That's cool. Along with his shirt. Jeffrey Dahmer's thumbprint. Artwork from John Wayne Gacy. Autograph of Charles Manson. Now this wall is going to blow your mind. I already peeked over here when I came around the corner and noticed this is all Patsy Cline memorabilia. That's all Hank Williams. Look at that. Those are actually her clothes. Her yellow sparkly dress. Isn't that great? This was donated by her husband Charlie Dick to the Country Star Collection for charity, which then auctioned it off, and this museum got it. And they have Patsy's hat right there. And she's actually wearing that hat in this photo of her singing at the Grand Ole Opry with the Grand Ole Opry microphone. So she used this hat a lot throughout her career. And then her boots right there with her name on the boots beside. Then actually a picture of her wearing them. And then some of her wigs. Don't tell Scott Michaels. Those were also hers. All that gold. The top, the purse, the shoes. And then some of her personal artifacts down here. And then I promised Hank Williams stuff. Here it is. Here's one of Hank's hats from the Louisiana Hayride. He's actually wearing it in this photo with his wife. Then over here they have this shirt of Hank's, which a lot of his stuff has been hard to find. I mean, as far as, not a lot of it was left. There he is wearing it right there in that picture, I believe. Then they have another one of his hats down here, and it says it's engraved on the inside. Then there's some of Hank's glasses from when he was a young man. They actually have a picture of him wearing them, performing the upright bass, wearing those glasses when he was a young boy. And then another one of Hank's shirts. And then if you go down here, also passed in a small plane crash, country singer Jim Reeves. They have his suit on display and a photo of him wearing it with Kitty Wells right there, as well as one of his favorite guitars. Over here, Thomas Edison's reading glasses. Right next to Nicolas Cage's glasses from National Treasure. With all those wacky lenses. And that claims to be Harry Houdini's burlap sack floor-length straitjacket, with a figure of him wearing it. That was his trick, partially, was he would make his own stuff so he knew exactly where the weak parts were to it. Then this says this is his traveling show trunk. And then they also have some of his handcuffs with an autograph in there. His key making die, interesting. His leg irons, double lock leg iron. These were all used in his act. And then a double lock bar cuff. Then over here, there's a little Hall of Christ, and you walk in, they have the Last Supper. And then you can kneel here at this altar and pray. And it says the stones, there are 20 original pieces of stone which the Crusaders used in the church erected over the tomb of Jesus from Jerusalem. This case actually says this chair was in President Lincoln's train car that he used, his personal chair. And then this chair, it says, was purchased for Dr. King in late 1966. Used in his cabin hideaway where he pondered his profound ideas that he later presented in his writings. Man, they have just so much amazing stuff here. Alright, let's see what's in the Lincoln exhibit. This is the personal chair of Abraham Lincoln from the White House, from his personal study next to the Oval Office. How do you get stuff like this? This is just amazing. The age and everything of the items. Some stuff you don't even think about still existing, but there it is. That is Mary Todd Lincoln's black mourning veil. Wow. It says worn by widow Mary Todd Lincoln, descended in the family through her son Robert Todd Lincoln. This veil would have sometimes covered the bereaved widow's face when in public, but generally it would have been suspended from the top of black hats. She suffered a nervous breakdown following the death of her husband and remained in mourning the rest of her life. And that was her mourning fan also. Now they also have her mourning skirt, and right there it is. Wow. Everything that she wore in mourning they pretty much have on display. Abraham Lincoln's razor. Wow. Those are the actual handles from Abraham Lincoln's coffin. It says that after the service they were taken from the outer coffin when they were moving him over for his finished tomb. This is all stuff owned by Eva Braun or Adolf Hitler. Like that is, well, I guess I should say obviously Eva Braun's. That is her pistol. But then it says that the badges and the cigarette pack and stuff up here, those were all belonging to Adolf Hitler. And this whole section is Jackie Kennedy's gowns. Of course, not the stuff that she wore at the assassination. That stuff has not been seen. But that's one of her personal gowns from one of the galas, it says. This is all Jack Ruby stuff. The help of several officers loaded Oswald inside. Isn't that crazy? And then over here, a reenactment of Jack Ruby shooting Oswald. The Oswald window was removed as evidence and is now kept by the FBI. The window on display was located next to that window. So this was the one right next to it. Near this window, the FBI agents found other evidence left behind by Oswald. Green painted wood frame with 4 window panels measuring 33 by 40 was removed from the building in 1986 during a renovation project. That flag was the actual flag that was draped over John F. Kennedy's casket. Wow. What a piece of history. And it's actually right there. How powerful is it to see it right there and then to see it right in front of us? This flag is the flag that flew over the Capitol the day that Kennedy left for Dallas. And there's Bobby Kennedy with Jackie Onassis, and you can see Jackie's wearing a veil. They have the veil here. That's what she was wearing in that mass. Those are the rosary beads that were carried by the priest used during the last rites of dying President Kennedy. Then this whole room, these are clothes from the Kennedy children, stuff from Robert F. Kennedy. I mean, you have to come see this place. There's a piece of the fence from the grassy knoll. I mean, there's just so much to see. That flew over the Capitol during his funeral. And then this entire room is all furniture that would have been in the White House during different administrations. Just tons of it. Eisenhower. Freaking space program is represented here. Says the flag that draped over Ted Freeman's casket at Arlington Cemetery. They say that those pillars are the pillars or are pillars that were used in Gone with the Wind. And they're also saying that the mirror right here is pictured in Gone with the Wind right here. And then the last room is all taxidermied animals, the animal kingdom, which I think I'm good on. This place was amazing. They had everything. Everything you can think of.